going to ask you to take a little trip with me. There will be judgments at the end of this story. There will be conclusions drawn at the end of this story. And those judgments and conclusions will determine whether or not you and I are just ever going to be able to be friends. Because this is either the greatest parenting moment of all time or it's the most epic parenting fail of all time. So a little background, I suck at giving presents. Something happens to me, the pressure of the holiday, I don't know, I flake, I forget what your interests are, I forget whether you drink red or white wine, I don't know, I suck at giving presents. But about every 10 years, I come up with something really good. And about 5 years ago was one of my years. My husband had gotten very much into the beer scene, most notably here at Old Ox. We practically live here. And so he was getting more and more into it, and he started talking more and more about, gosh, wouldn't it just make sense to have a keg at the house? And so, conversations develop, and I look at my kids, because Christmas is coming up, and I'm like, we should get Dad a kegerator. This would be great. We can get him a kegerator. You can put it in the garage. We can have free-flowing beer. This is going to be fantastic. It's a win-win for everybody, and best present ever. So I'm looking. I'm looking on all the secondhand places, and finally on Offer Me Up, one Black Friday, I find a very reasonably priced kegerator, never used. It's about an hour away, but it's a great price. I look at my middle child, who is my adventure kid, and I said, I think we should go do this. And he said, we absolutely should. Now, a little caveat. I thought he was coming with me because he was my adventure kid. Turns out he was coming with me because he thought to himself, now mind you, I didn't think this, he thought to himself, a woman shouldn't go buy something from somebody she doesn't know an hour away. So he thought I needed chaperoning. Stick a pin in that, because that's going to come back to haunt me later. So, it's Black Friday. I knew we had some time. We were meeting, again, here later that day. And I said, okay, we got a couple hours, let's go do this. So we go, we get in the car, we drive, we're having fun, road trip music, Pringles, the whole 9 yards. And we pull off the Beltway and drive like another half an hour. And all of a sudden, my adventure kid is getting a little squirrely. For whatever reason, this town is freaking him out. I don't know why, but now he's getting in my head a little bit. So now I start paying attention. It's a perfectly middle-class, normal neighborhood. Looks just like the neighborhood we live in. I'm like, we're good. We pull up to a house. Every house has, manicured front lawns and solar panels, and I'm like, we're good, Will. What is your problem? We get out of the car. Guy comes to the front door, perfectly reasonable guy for somebody you just met on Offer Me Up that morning. He looks fine. I'm like, we're good. He's like, hey, I work out of my house, I have a basement office. That's where the kegerator is. Please come around back. All right. Okay. Go into this backyard. Beautiful water feature. Again, very nice backyard. I'm like, this is fine, right? We're fine. Huge dog run. I mean, the dog house and the dog run was like half the size of the backyard. I'm like, serial killers don't have dogs. We spent 10 minutes talking about said dogs. So I'm like, we're fine. So we walk down the stairs. I'm getting all excited because I'm getting this good present. We walk down the stairs to his, it's one of those, walk up basements. So we walk down the stairs into his home office. We get in about maybe, 3 feet, 3 steps maybe. He stops. I stop. Will, my middle child, runs right into my back. Because to the left is a home office desk, nothing out of the ordinary. To the right is a lovely couch with a giant sex doll. Just sitting on the couch, splayed for all her glory. The wall of said home office has, let's say, sex toys, just in their packaging, all just there, ready. It's his inventory, just ready to go. And I have about a millisecond to decide. Am I a good mom? Or do I want to get this good goddamn Christmas present? And I said to myself, he'll be fine. I'm getting this present. So the guy turns and looks at me and he goes, oh my God, you have your kid with you. Like, it's just, hit him too. And I went, we're fine. We're all good. Let's go. Just keep going. Guy is probably, much like an earlier storyteller, probably telling the same story from a much different perspective. So we walk down this hallway, and there are just photographs, beautiful photographs of just naked ass. And they're beautiful. And I'm like, okay. And we're walking. My son is staying very close to me, and the guy's like, it's back here. And I'm like, okay, we're through the worst of it, right? We've seen the inventory. We walk into what any other normal person would call a rec room. Ladies and gentlemen, I have taken my son to a sex dungeon. And I am not saying that to be judgy. There was literally a neon sign behind the bar that said, sex dungeon. Okay. More photographs, more inventory. And this guy starts telling me about how he custom built this whole room. It is, by the way, it's a bar. He custom built it for his wife for their YouTube channel. And I'm cool. You guys, you be you. I'm cool. So I'm like, tell me all about it, because, you built this for your wife. That's so great. My husband doesn't build anything. But then he starts telling me. Now, I've had 3 kids, and I've driven over an hour, so of course, now I have to go pee. Excuse me, sir. Could I use your restroom? Oh, yeah, it's right over there. You're gonna love it. I bet I am. It is exactly what you think it is. You walk in, the full glass shower that can have 12 people in it, the soaking tub, the whole 9 yards. I squat over the toilet to do my thing, realizing I've left the 15-year-old in the sex dungeon. I come out of the bathroom, I'm like, we gotta wrap this up. Let's go. It's now starting. The brain wheels are working, and I'm like, this is not good. So we get the kegerator, we get it out, the guy helps us get it to the car, puts it in the car. Lovely man. By the way, Will had to pay him just to add salt in the wound, because I didn't want to take cash out, because, joint bank account. My husband's gonna be like, why did you take cash out? So, Will, you have cash, you pay him. So Will, after being traumatized, pays the guy. So we get in the car, doors are shut, and my son goes, drive. And I casually pull out of the driveway, and I say to Will, my son, you can't tell anyone. And before the word anyone was even out of my mouth, I hear his best friend Garrett on the speakerphone. Yo, Will, what's up? Garrett, my mom just took me to a sex dungeon. Now, I am also very good friends with Garrett's parents, so I know who is gonna find out next from this. And I'm like, this is just great. This is getting better and better. Will, hang up the phone. He goes, oh, you're right, Garrett, I gotta go. Will, honey, we gotta talk about this. Again, before that sentence is even completed, I hear my oldest child on the phone. Yo, Will, what's up? Corey, Mom took me to a sex dungeon. Mom, what the fuck? Will proceeds to start telling him about our little adventure and says, Corey, there was a penis attached to a drill. A drill dough. Now, mind you, I'm still a little processing also, so I blurt out, "Oh, I've seen those." At which point, both of my sons go, "Mom, what the?" Come on, none of you watched Real Sex? Come on, somebody, anyone? So we get home after Will has told half of our hometown about what has happened. We get home, we have to stash said kegerator in my friend's garage. And I said, I know, I messed up. So we stash it in my friend's garage. And this is exactly the kind of story that I can't wait to tell my husband. I mean, this is so typically something stupid that I have done with the kids during the day. And I can't tell him because it's his Christmas story. And so we have to get through our event at Black Friday here at Old Ox. And I'm telling people as he's walking away. We only last about 2 weeks, by the way. We gave him the present early. And we ended up just, "Mom, we can't do this anymore. We can't hide the story from him. Plus, he's still talking about getting a keg for our holiday party." So we walk him over to where it's stashed at my neighbor's, and we present him with his Christmas present, which to this day is known as the kinkerator.